Hey, welcome to a new video. My name is Kasha. I don't believe I've introduced myself before. This video is going to be about manifesting mindfully and how I'm doing that both online and offline. So I'll be going into talking about Pinterest and Instagram folders, and we'll be talking about journaling prompts and affirmations, and finally ending with music and how I use all of those things together to manifest intentionally and mindfully. So really excited for you to watch. Let's get into Pinterest. Okay, so let's take a look at my boards. I have several that I love to use and reference. Journaling and manifesting is one of my favorites because I like to draw inspiration from others on what to write about in my journal. Sometimes journaling can feel really uninspired if you don't know what to write about. It's nice to have some sort of guide or thought of what you might like to write about before you jot down your ideas. And so these things really help me. I just like seeing how other people organize their thoughts, how people articulate their feelings. I really love looking at these journaling prompts. Things like, what would I tell my childhood self? Or something I hope to achieve in the next 5 years, or a long-term goal I have. And beyond that, just ideas of what I want to manifest and quotes that help me feel more empowered to manifest and make me feel like I deserve what I want. I love this quote so much. Visualize your highest self, then show up as her. I think that's just so strong. I love that, and I think about that often. Okay, here's another board I have been really into saving things to lately. It's called Kitchen. First of all, I'm planning on moving out this year. I have been trying to move out for a long time, but this year it really seems possible for me, so I'm going to try my best to make it happen. Being in the kitchen is a really special place for me, and especially now that I know I'll have the chance to make my own kitchen atmosphere for myself, or rather, my boyfriend and I will have the chance because we're moving in together. We will definitely be looking at Pinterest. We both love referencing this platform and seeing what inspires us and how we want our place to look. But from a personal level, the kitchen is such a beautiful place of connection and coming together, and a place to care for other people, a place to nurture yourself, a place to step away from other parts of life. Just like any other room in a home can provide a different feeling, right? There's something very exciting and lively and yet slowed down in pace about a kitchen. So I love saving pins to this board. This photo in particular, I just love the colors, and I pay a lot of attention to how colors make me feel, and lately these darker, shady, like cozy green tones make me feel really good and homey. So these are just a few of my other kitchen pins. I'm so into a variety of styles, as you can see. I think an important thing about how I approach saving things to Pinterest is that, especially if I'm in a mood for manifesting and wanting to dream about my future and pull it together in my thoughts, I like to imagine myself in the image that I'm saving. So I can remember vividly that for this photo, I pretended like I was sitting in that kitchen, and like, how would I feel? I would feel really relaxed. I would feel maybe a little bit romantic. I would feel like it's a good place to connect with a loved one. So yeah, those are just a couple of my thoughts, and that's how I like to approach saving things to Pinterest. Okay, here's just another quick rundown of another board that I love so much. I titled it Rich Energy, not to make myself think that I'm going to be financially rich. That is one of my goals, but when I say rich energy, I mean I have a richness to my life. I focus on health, I focus on love, I focus on my hobbies and my skills and nurturing my brain and my mood. I just save things here that make me feel like I've got it together, like healthy meals, being low waste at home, exercising, having a really positive mindset towards movement and towards my body, not being afraid to combine work with pleasure and enjoy what I do for a living. These are long-term goals of being satisfied in career, feeling like I've fully developed into who I am, and these images just really spur incredible feelings for me. So I think it's really important to pay attention to how social media makes you feel and to realize that you can use it as a space for yourself to imagine your goals coming to life. I think that's such a beautiful thing. Okay, moving on to Instagram, which I feel like is a bit more of a judgmental platform, and it's easy to get sucked into as opposed to Pinterest in my experience. But still, I think there's a lot of ways to use this for good and to use it for manifesting your dream life. One of my saved folders is my wish list, which obviously is a place where I put things that I want to buy or that I want to be gifted, but at the same time, these are also images that remind me of what I aspire to be and things that will help me have that life, especially things related to health and clothing, both of which I feel are very powerful parts of our lives. I have a lot of saved posts on different adaptogens and medicine and things like that. That's really interesting to me. And different fashion pieces that I find inspiring, different small designers that I want to support, brands that are doing good for the planet and for people and that support all different types of bodies, and I much prefer this sort of thing to an Amazon wish list. Obviously, each of us will have different Instagram saved folders depending on who we are and what we want in our lives. For me, part of what I want is to be creative and be energized internally to create and to have new ideas and let them come from within me rather than be directed by what someone else thinks I should do. These are things that really resonate with me and make me feel incredible, so I have a folder for them. Let's just, both you and I, drop our jaws in awe of this glory. Oh my goodness. There are so many incredible pages on here doing things for us, doing amazing things for us. I use this folder as a way to charge me creatively and inspires me to really just do my thing and F what everyone else thinks. And that is absolutely the way that we should all be. I think the main thing I remember when saving things to an Instagram folder like this is, one, does it actually reflect what I want, or is it just something that society makes us believe that most people should want? And I think that's something that you have to confront yourself about, and it's very important to not become prey to that sort of thinking and therefore that sort of behavior on social media. I think it's always a work in progress to be aware of what your thoughts are and to be aware of your actions while you're using these platforms. Instagram is not a reflection of real life, and no photo is, ever. Especially on these platforms where people are just sharing the highlight reels and the best of the best. For example, in my body folder, I like to use this as a place to obviously inspire me to become more healthy and fit and muscular and toned someday and to feel comfortable in my own body. But also with posts like these, like that's how I look when I'm bloated. And I have endometriosis, and so most days my belly is not flat, and I like to use this page as like a gentle reminder that I will not always have a flat stomach and that that's okay. Even though most of these posts here are women with flat stomachs, I understand what is behind this page and my intentions with it, and so As long as you can see that you're doing it for good, that it's impacting you positively, and that you don't look back on these folders later and think, oh gosh, I'm never going to have that. I'm never going to look like that. I'll never be like that. And instead bring to your awareness that, looking a certain way all the time is not realistic, or having a perfectly organized, beautiful apartment is not realistic either. But these are just things that you can imagine as part of your life. Having a healthy attitude towards these mood boards or vision boards or whatever you want to call them, I think that's really important. These things are just transient and they come and they go, and that's perfectly okay. And that's the kind of life I want to live, where just like the seasons come and go, that emotions come and go, and the state of my body or of my home or of my relationship will fluctuate, and that's such a beautiful thing. Those are my 2 cents. Another way that I like to practice manifesting for my future is through journaling. I like to have a list of journaling ideas set up on my Notion. I like to make them a little bit broad so that I have the chance to let my mind run with it a little bit. I think my favorite questions are, who am I, and how do I define answering that question? And do I have to know who I am to be happy or okay or thriving? This is something I think about a lot because I'm sort of going through this quarter life crisis of being a 25-year-old and kind of not knowing where I stand in the world and in my own life. I wrote that down to remind myself that that can change often, and that I don't have to exactly know and have to define it in order to feel okay with who I am. Similarly, this question here, what does the highest self, Kasha, look like, act like, think like, etc.? And who would I be if there was no one to critique me, but also no one to validate or compliment me? These ones get me thinking about what is my highest aspirational self and who is she? And it makes me think about who I want to become and how I can start being that person today. This can be very personal for you, and it gives you an opportunity to look at the types of qualities that you have now and the types of habits that you have now. Especially when I'm going through something really challenging, I think to myself, what would the highest self of me do in this situation? And oftentimes just thinking about that helps me be more like that. Having no one around to critique me, but also no one to validate or compliment me, is such a unique way to think about what you would do in a day, what you would consume on social media, what you would put out into the world online and offline, how you would treat yourself, how you would dress, how you would eat, all these different facets of life that can be influenced by other people. It's fascinating to me to think about how that would be influenced and affected if neither criticism nor validation existed. These are my affirmations that I repeat to myself occasionally, or I will write down in my journal. And I really love to end my journaling sessions with these. So I'll go through my day and talk about what I'm going through, or maybe a challenging moment I'm experiencing right at that time, and I'll just get it out of my system, and it's kind of like a very cleansing feeling to have gotten out the negativity first and just vent to yourself, and then to end the journaling session with affirmations and reaffirm to yourself who you want to be and how you want to feel and think. Some of them I've made on my own, some of them I've taken from others online that I really liked. So some of my favorites are, I have faith in who I am, even though not everyone will agree or like me. My challenges help me grow. I am loved, supported, and beautiful. I am on the right path. I am more than my outer appearance. And this one I love so much. I'm coming back to myself, which feels so loving and like a big embrace for your own self. That's how I like to do my affirmations and journaling. So the last way I'll share that I've been manifesting lately and envisioning my future and maintaining positive vibes is through music. But I think this can be said about any time of my life. I think music has been there for me so strongly, and especially this time of my life where I'm going through so much healing and getting prepared to have surgery for my endometriosis, being abroad, and just so many mixed feelings and emotions going on. Music has really been a huge supportive part of my life. I put together this playlist for myself, April's First Light. I just love these songs so much. I'm gonna link this playlist down below so that you can listen to it if you'd like. I'm also listening to Ethereal, which is a playlist created by Spotify. Really beautiful songs in here as well. And also Jenny, who I mentioned in my previous video. She's a great gal. She made this playlist called March on My Heart, and that has also been so incredible to listen to. Listening to these songs has put me in such a positive state of mind and uplifted me through really difficult times. I've even been writing down what I'm listening to in each journal entry that I start, so that I can reference back later and see what mood I was in, what song was making me feel what way. It's really a wonderful way to connect all my senses. I think that's also really useful in manifesting, that you don't just activate one sense, such as, visually seeing your words on a page, but also to hear music that inspires you and makes you feel really good at a core level. These 3 playlists for me, especially in the last month or 2, have been so wonderful. I don't know how to put it into words. I would recommend them if you like songs that really boost your confidence in yourself and just make you feel like you can go get the life that you want, and to feel proud of yourself and your own skin, and just ready to go get the world for yourself. So that brings me to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. I hope that you know that you deserve everything that you want in life, and that you are totally capable of getting it and achieving your dreams. So don't let anyone tell you any different. Please believe in yourself and show yourself love. You deserve it. Let me know if you try anything from my list of ways to manifest mindfully, or if you're already doing something and it's working for you. I'd love to hear it in the comments, so leave a little comment if you want, and I will see you in my next video.